Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Dani, and today it's time for October M&M'S TBR. If this is the first time you're seeing the M&M'S TBR, this is a TBR game that I play every month to decide what books I'm going to read on that following month. I usually pick 5 books, so for each book I pick 2 M&Ms. The first M&M goes on the top, the second M&M goes on the side, and whatever prompt I get, I have to pick a book to fulfill that prompt on the following month. As some of you know if you watched my last video, I am moving next month, so I'm not going to have a lot of time to read, honestly, but I'm going to play anyway. I'm going to pick books anyway, and we'll see what is going to happen. I'm not going to officially participate in any readathon because, again, moving, not enough time for everything, but I am partially trying to participate on Thrillathon. I think that's the name. I'm going to leave the information in the description. And it is a readathon to read thrillers and spooky books, which I want to do anyway in October. So it works perfectly. Before we start, let's see how I did in September. In September, I picked this 4 books. I only played for 4 books that time because of the readathons that I was participating. So I had this 4 books to read. The first one was Wings of Shadow by Nikki Palpretto, which was for continue a series. Then we have Fullmetal Alchemist Volume 14, which was for fantasy. Then The Maidens, which was for recent purchase. And this was not on the TBR. That graphic novel was for Bookoplathon, not for the M&Ms. So the 4th book that I actually had to read for the M&Ms was Reclaimed by Madeleine Roux, which was for 1-word title. And I read all of them except the biggest one, Wings of Shadow. Who is surprised? Not me. But I had a reward from reading all the books from the previous month, which was change a book for the same prompt. So for this I could pick any other book during the month that would still fulfill a prompt and not read the one that I was supposed to be reading. And I did use this for Wings of Shadow, so the prompt there was to continue a series. And instead, I picked Doll's House, which is the second Sandman, because I read the first Sandman for Bookoplathon, and then I picked up the second one for my M&Ms, which is replacing Wings of Shadow. That makes sense. I ended up DNFing this, but DNFs still count. I tried it. I just really didn't like it. But still, I read everything, so I get a reward this month again. I'm really happy about getting a reward this month because I don't think that's going to happen next month. I'm going to put this one back. I really don't think I'm going to have enough time to read a lot next month. Where are my rewards? This is the wrong book sleeve. There we go. So let's see what I'm going to get. Pick books in the end. Okay, this is really cool. So this reward, I don't know if you can see it a little bit, probably in the blurry there. This reward means that I'm going to pick all of the prompts, and then in the end I'm going to choose which books to put in each of the prompts, which is very helpful because sometimes I pick one book that could fit better for another prompt, that I could have picked another book. You know what I mean. And it's going to make sense as I play it. This is great for this month, and it's going to change things up a little bit. So before we pick the first prompt, let's replace the one from last month with this. Own TBR. And this month, because it's Halloween month, I have special M&Ms to pick from. I bought this Halloween M&Ms. They come in the tiny packages because you're supposed to give them away to children, trick-or-treating. And in each of these bags, there are about 15 M&Ms, so we can definitely get 5 books from them. And I'm just going to pick one in random. I actually bought this big box because why not? I'm going to put all of them back here and pick one in random. This is going to be the bag. Okay, it has an orange M&M on the front. That's it. That's what we're doing for this month. Let's start. The first M&M for the first book is orange. Okay, now I'm wondering if it has more oranges because it is an orange M&M in the front. I can't shake it a lot, but we'll try a little bit. Okay, the second M&M for the first book is everything's gonna fall if I pick one in the bottom. This is hard. Okay, this. Yellow. The board is being really nice to me. To start with, we get a mood read. This is perfect. this is perfect because I can pick whatever I want right now, but I can also pick just during the month whatever I want to fulfill this prompt. So it's great. I'm not going to pick one right now because of my reward. I'm only going to pick the books by the end of all the prompts. But this is the first prompt and I'm very excited. One book that I definitely want to try to put in this TBR is To Sleep on a Sea of Stars because I haven't finished it. I'm 200 pages, almost 300 pages in, and it's quite a bit, but also there's still quite a bit to go for this book. So if I can put this in the TBR, it's definitely going to go on the TBR because it is the buddy read for September on Discord and I didn't finish. Everyone was being very understanding about this. I'm so grateful for everyone for understanding this. I have a lot going on and I just couldn't focus a lot on the big book. But I am enjoying it and I want to keep reading it, so I want to put this on my TBR this month. Hopefully I can do it. And the other book that I'm going to read that I want to put on the TBR is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson because that is the buddy read for October. Because I'm then reading Starsight in November and Cytonic in December. So if you want to join us with the read along of Skyward, the link for the Discord is in the description. You can join there and read with us. Let's replace the prompt. This. Oh, I have two. This. Ooh, buy a book. This has been very nice. I'm worried about what is going to come. The first M&M for the second book is blue. And I lost it, but it was blue. Quick change of wardrobe here because it was getting really hot with that sweater, but let's keep going. So the second M&M for the second book is blue again, of course. This is scary. It is high rating, so with that, what that means is that I'm going to go on Goodreads, order my books by rating, and pick one of the highest rated. I never pick the highest rated because it's usually a sequel that I haven't read the first ones yet. But we'll see. I'm going to say now, before I look at it, that I'm going to pick one of the 5 first books. It's probably going to be a big book. But that's what we have. But I'm going to look on Goodreads in the end after I pick all the prompts. So let's replace that one. This. Short book. The first M&M for the third book is orange. The second M&M for the third book is brown. Okay, Instagram wreck. This also takes a lot of the power from me, but I will have to scroll through Instagram, and the first book I see that I own is going to be the book that I'm going to read. And I will say for this time that it has to be like a book that it's prominent in the photo, not like a huge stack of books or a bookshelf, because last time was just really hard to keep looking at all the books. So we'll go with a prominent book. There can be more than one book in the photo, but we'll go with photos that have like, you understood. We'll see what that means in the end. That could also go really bad for me. I don't think I'm going to be able to put To Sleep in a Sea of Stars or Skyward in that prompt, or in the high rating. So we're not off to a good start. Let's replace the prompt. This. Second shelf card. I would pick a book from the second shelf on my TBR card. First M&M for the fourth book is green. Second M&M for the fourth book is orange. Old in TBR. So that means I have to pick a book that is on my TBR for a long time. Let's say before the half of last year, so until July 2020. Probably Skyward is there, but we'll see. Let's replace the prompt for the last book. Middle grade. And the first M&M for the last book is red. the last M&M, the second M&M for the last book is orange. This is really nice. So, thriller. I get to pick a thriller to read on this spooky season. It's perfect for the Thrillathon, and everything is working out. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Mood read, I'm going to leave to the end because it's a mood read. I can read whatever I want. I think I want to start with high rating and Instagram rack, just because if I pick a book in the other prompts that fit this prompts, that wouldn't work. So let me record my screen. Okay, so I'm going to start recording my screen. I'm going to open Goodreads, and the first book that appears that I own is going on my TBR, or that I have on NetGalley. Let's say that, because I also have quite a few on NetGalley that I have to read, that I want to read. So either that I own physically or on NetGalley. Let's go on Goodreads. I hope this is working. Okay, so I don't own that. Oh no. Okay, so the first book that I see that I own, that I haven't read yet, is The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. It is a big book. It's not a huge book, but it is a start of a new fantasy series, but that's the rules, so... Okay, I'm already not super confident about this TBR, but the first book in my TBR is The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. So that was... Oh my god, I did it wrong. I did the whole thing wrong. Okay, you noticed, right? You noticed that I did it wrong, so no, that was not what I was supposed to do. It's Instagram rack and then high rating on Goodreads. I did Goodreads rack. So we're going to start again for this prompt. Okay, high rating on Goodreads. Let's do it, I can do it. Let's do it right this time. I'm going to record my screen, go on Goodreads, go on my books, my own TBR, and order by average rating. And okay, so one of the first 5 I said, right? So the first one is Wings of Shadow by Nikki Palfredo with 810 ratings and an average of 4.47, which is really good. And then we have Rhythm of War, I can't read it, Oathbringer, I can't read it, Dawn Shard, I can't read it, and then The Name of the Wind, which has 4.51 with an average, thousands of ratings. But should I look at the 5 that I actually can read, that I've read the rest of the series? I think that makes more sense. So Wings of Shadow, The Name of the Wind, Skyward. Definitely no, Skyward, we're doing this. Skyward is on the high rating prompt. That's what we're doing. The first book on my TBR is actually Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I'm very happy about this because, like I said, I was going to read this anyway, so I'm very, very happy that I was able to put this in the TBR and it wasn't even in the mood read. I'm excited that it has such a high rating, so very high expectations for this one. I don't know, still, again, a lot about this. I know it's YA, kind of a YA adult sci-fi about a girl who wants to be a pilot, but her dad was a pilot and he deserted the pilots society, and that's not good for her. That's not, it makes us so it's harder for her to be a pilot. I think that's it. It's something like that. I think there's an AI here. Usually there are AI, cool AIs in this type of sci-fi, but I'm really, really excited to read this. Okay, first one done. This video is supposed to be shorter than it is, but it's fine. Let's go to Instagram rack now. Let me record my screen again. We'll go to Instagram. And the first book that I own, that I see here. No books, no books. Okay, I follow stuff that is not books also. I've read this. I don't own any of these books. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to close Instagram and I'm just going to scroll up and refresh the page because this is starting to get ridiculous. Oh wow. Okay, refreshing. Let's hope for something I own. Here! Okay, finally! Oh my god. Okay, so this book is actually one that I got an ARC for. It was sent to me by HarperCollins. So thank you so much for sending it, because finally I found a book that I actually own that I can do this prompt. Oh my god. I was scrolling for 6 minutes. That's insane. But the book going on my TBR is Not Here to Be Liked by Michelle Kwok. And this is a contemporary about, a YA contemporary, about a girl who wants to be editor-in-chief in her school paper, but there's also a popular boy who also wants to be editor-in-chief. And they don't like each other, but of course they're going to fall in love. And I'm guessing that's the whole point of the book. And that's the second book on my TBR. I'm not too worried about this one because it's YA contemporary, so it should be a quick read. And I'm excited. It's been a long time since I read a YA contemporary. So that's it for Instagram work. Now we have Thriller and Own TBR. I'm going to look at my bookshelf or my book log for one of the oldest books in my TBR. Should I record this? I'll record this also. There we go. This is my book log. This is the page for 2021. Well, we can come here on bookshelf and order it by haul. So, okay. And let's pick one of these. I said something before the July of 2020, right? So that would be around here. Okay, so I'm actually going to pick a thriller for this one as well, because I'm in the mood for thrillers this month, and that is I See You by Claire McIntosh. I've had this book since 2019, so it's definitely old in my TBR, and I don't remember a lot about it. It's a trend here, but from what I know, it's about a woman who sees her photo on the newspaper, and there's a phone number and a listing for a website called findtheone.com. I read one Claire McIntosh before, which was I Let You Go, and I enjoyed it a lot, so I'm very excited to read some more books by her. That's it for Own TBR. Now let's go to Thriller. There's more than one book that I want to read for Thriller, but I'm going to put The Other People by C.J. Tudor in here because I bought it recently and I'm very curious about it. From what I know about this one, you can hire people to get revenge on bad things that happen to you, and you can request them to be killed, I think. I don't know a lot. I read 2 books by C.J. Tudor before, The Hiding Place and Chalkman, and I really enjoyed both of them, so I'm very curious about this one. And last but not least, we have Mood Read. So like I said, I can pick something in the middle of the month, and that's probably going to be To Sleep on a Sea of Stars, because I want to finish it. I have to finish this month. But if not, I'll probably read another thriller at some point also. So this is what my TBR is looking like for now. For To Sleep on a Sea of Stars, I don't have to read it. If I read something else, it could count for Mood Read. But since I want to read it, this is pretty much it. I'm very, very happy about this. I have 2 thrillers, 1 contemporary, Skyward, and To Sleep on a Sea of Stars. I'm sorry that this was a very confusing TBR pick, that I got stuff wrong and doing everything in the end. It was a mess, but everything's a mess. My bookshelves are very messy right now because of the move, but after I moved in and I have my new bookshelves and all that, or not new, but they're going to be organized, we'll have lots of videos coming. As always, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe, and thank you so much for joining me. Bye!